Baby, live. Gonna answer some questions. Gonna talk about Star Wars Outlaws. Hands on it. If you're watching this later, do have videos breaking it down. I have a series coming out of multiple videos breaking down my experience so far. They've done a great job with what they're offering. So I can just say that off bat. I think that depending on if you're into open world, third person action adventure games, and if you're really excited about Star Wars, you're gonna love this. The criminal underworld is there's a lot the game offers. We're gonna get into it. But before I do, know that I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, all the platforms right now, live for you guys to join. And if I don't react to you, it's because you're on the wrong platform. Right? Platforms like Facebook and Twitter, aka X.com, tend not to show the comments, so I can't always reply to you. So I would prefer you to come over to YouTube at Gamer INC on YouTube. If you're not into YouTube, you can go to Twitch. That works well. There's a lot of places to go to watch me, but those two are the biggest and the most important ones for us to be able to have communication. So if you want to get involved, ask any questions, feel free. I'll try to look uh, on Twitter and Facebook, but sometimes my chat doesn't pop up. And dealing with multiple chats, tough sometimes. But you are welcome here. It's just a casual, quick conversation. I have my videos and all of that to talk about what I experienced, but now I can just freely answer questions, go deep down into different things, and get into the nitty gritty as well, and just share my impressions because I think that the game's right around the corner, and you got to decide if it's for you or not. I went into it knowing that I love Star Wars and that I had to try this because Massive Entertainment is one of my favorites. They created my favorite all-time looter shooter, which is the Division, and they are top tier at what they do when it comes to video games. I have faith in that, and I also love Star Wars, so kind of like a win-win for me. But the fact that I got hands-on confirmed if I was really committed to the game and said, "Wow," or said, "Nah, this is not for me." And so it's nice to get that off my chest and to get in here and share that with people who need to know about where they stand. What am I getting out of it, right? Like, what are you getting out of it? What is this for, right? First of all, I'm not here to sell you the game. I'm not here to sell any game. I haven't made a video game, so I'm not, even though I'm a content creator. We kind of promote games, but I don't promote games the way normal content creators do. I'm more of the hey, this is what I'm enjoying today. Check it out type of guy. And my enjoyment isn't the same as yours. Maybe you're into something different. For example, the fact that this game has a lot of stealth, I'm excited for. Some people might not like that. And I got a lot to say about that. So we're going to dive into it. Before I dive into even a word, shout out to Ubisoft. They gave me 4 hours of unlimited access to certain areas and certain things. Jumped on a speeder and just roamed for a little while. I went into space and roamed for a little while. Kind of just felt the game and kind of seeing what's out there, and it was interesting. And I have some of that footage that I showcase on my YouTube. So if you want to come and check that out, every day I'm going to post up a clip, 60 seconds of something cool that I did or seen or whatever. So you can go watch that as well, which would be hopefully very helpful for those that want it. But yeah, partnering up with Ubisoft, this is a amazing thing I've been doing for about a year or more now. I've been playing Ubisoft games for 30 years, 25 years, whatever amount of years it's been. As long as I can remember. So nice, to get in there, lock in. All right. Let me just make sure that my YouTube and all this stuff is working, functioning probably. Don't want to go. Yeah, I actually gotta put a thumbnail. I put a thumbnail just now. Good. Kinda good. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Getting there. Go to Facebook and put on the name of the game because it's important. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. I want to kind of do a raw, uncensored conversation. I'm gonna show some video from the B-roll that they gave me, maybe a little bit of mines, and then some trailer stuff. But the trailer stuff, you might be surprised. They actually reveal a lot of what I can talk about that I can't show you. So there's things I can't show you my version of, but they put into the trailer. So I'm gonna talk about it and then show you their version of what we were talking about. So I found the loophole in uh the scenario. I'm happy for that. Give me one second. I was thinking about how to speak about this. Wait a minute. I am trying to find a way to post something. Facebook. Like it's, but yeah. So that's something, for example, I can't show menu screens in my videos or even on the stream. Can't show certain things. Of course, story stuff. So we're gonna keep it clean. I got a lot to say about it because a lot of that stuff is important. I probably spent over 30 minutes of my 4 hours in the menus, kind of digging through everything that I could find. So very cool. Very cool. Where do I put this? Star Wars. I'm just literally putting thumbnails and stuff on my channel. All right. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done. We almost finished. But yeah, it was a really good time, and I'm sorry I didn't look at the chat. I'm gonna check it out in a second. I just was kind of going through the motions, making sure that I'm covering my end. A couple of those important factors. There we go. I think I got the chat for everything open. All right, I'm gonna show some trailers. This is from the official trailers, okay? Not my footage, so we could be clear. This is from the official trailers that they already revealed this stuff, showcased a bit of it. I just want to kind of give my thoughts while we showcase this. And where's my camera at? Okay, hold on. I think I turned my camera. There we go. Make sure we're on as well. But yeah, so Star Wars Outlaws. I'm not gonna do this big overview of what the game is. Like I said, they have plenty of videos breaking down what the game is, and they're gonna do a better job giving you the professional side. I also have a video overview video breaking that down. Not trying to promote myself, but if y'all want to watch mines or theirs, they do a better job. That's their job. But that's just to be clear, I'm here to just kind of give you my raw gameplay thoughts. But before we get started, I do want to explain for the new people, Star Wars is a well-known franchise. Hopefully, you know what it is. Uh, a sci-fi experience where there's Jedi and Sith, the good guys and bad guys, all this good stuff. We're not getting into that part of it. What's cool about this game is that it doesn't really focus on that. I think I don't know this, and this is just theory, but I think later on there's going to be some Jedi and some Sith showing up in the game somehow, like at the very end or something. But they're not going to be involved because this game focuses on the actual core of the criminal underworld, aka the Syndicate War. There's plenty of things going on with that. So the Syndicate War is one of the coolest things, in my opinion, that they could have focused on because there's a lot of political, drama going on with all the characters that could be very interesting. Now, I don't know what this plot's going to be or anything like that, but I could just say, you think about the Crimson Dawn. We've seen them with the Han Solo series. Think about Hut, who's been in pretty much a lot of the different series as well. And the Pike have been around a little bit. So, and they got new factions as well. So you're dealing with all these factions, and you're pretty much a scoundrel. You're pretty much like Han Solo, fighting for scraps, looking to survive. So that's pretty much the setting. And her name is Kay Vess. She's kind of like really sweet, but vulnerable, but pretty tough, by the way. And it's awesome because you are a new character. And of course, when you design a video game, somebody like me who writes knows that you need to help the audience immerse themselves in the stories, and having to explain everything kind of sounds cheap in a video game, and we get it all the time with a lot of tutorial nonsense. What is that? And it's like you're supposed to be a badass hero, but you don't know how to do anything. But with her, she's actually new, so she's learning all this as we learn it, which ties into the experience as a player, which is awesome. And I think it's pretty fun because we start learning things. And I know Star Wars a bit, not like the hardcore fan or anything like that, but I've been deep into it the past 10 years. I watch every series from Disney that's come out. I've been able to play every video game that's come out for Star Wars. Like I've got deep into it, So it's not like I'm new in that regard, but it's exciting to let me skip some of this footage actually. I'm gonna go into some of the presentations they showcase stuff or that's it. Oh, what I'm watching here. Some of the footage from or trying to make sure I show what they've already shown. But so for me, you know, that's important as I'm a fan, so I kind of get it and I'm deep into it and I really love the lore. I love a lot. So I'm not a newcomer, so I can't speak to the newcomers of like, is this for me? I don't know. That goes for any game, right? Like when you're playing a God of War Part 10, Metal Gear Part 20, like Zelda Part 17,000, Final Fantasy 54, right? Like, how does a newcomer get involved? But what I can say is that Kay situation, her being new to it all, and that is special. From what I played, she's sweet. I think she's gonna grow on everybody who does play as her because she's not just some, you know, automatic badass. She's growing and she's learning and she's getting better. She'll make mistakes, but then she'll learn from them and she'll start really developing. And you can see it right within the story. There's a mission where you're working to get to a leader of a faction and they catch you in a bad scenario where you're trying to impress them. You're like, yeah, I snuck in to talk to you. And then they're like, "Huh, you know, you're still a rookie. You're gonna bring up some loser because you bring up somebody and then they kick you out. And to me, that is a very cool moment because it was like her getting initiation. Like he's like, come back when you're not a rookie anymore, you know, and that was kind of what he said, more or less. And it basically opened the door to say, okay, don't worry, I'm gonna come back badass. And you guys know how we do in video games. We'll max out, we'll get the best gear, we'll learn the best tactics, we'll be ready to go. And so with this game, one of the cool things, and you're watching a mission here, one of the cool things that impressed me the most was how in situations one of the factions is like, hey, I need you to pick this up for me, but you have to go to another faction's base and get it. And maybe you're cool with that faction, but you still got to steal from them. And if you get caught stealing, you ruin your reputation, which can hurt you from rewards and hurt the story. And it's an interesting woven in concept that I think that is being missed. Like I think people are not going to realize how deep you can get into this game and how much fun you can have with that experience. I know I'm going to have me a blast with this story just because of the way I've experienced it myself and from all of the story stuff from what I'm seeing. Now that I'm watching the footage again for the first time, this is not my footage, but now that I'm watching this trailer footage, I realize like, man, there's going to be crazy situations. And I'm such a good stealth player that I'm gonna be an easy game for me. Like I think I'm gonna have to put it on the hardest difficulty because my stealth is gonna be so good, probably never gonna get caught on most of the missions that allow you not to get caught. Now they have missions where if you do something, you're getting caught and you're gotta fight through to get out. So that makes it even more interesting. And that's something that I loved as well. That I was like, okay, this could get real out here. And so, but what I'm saying is the design of that, they should just make a full breakdown about that design. I don't know if they really dove into my advice to Ubisoft is like I'm sure people are on the internet, you know how the internet is kind of ridiculous, picking at everything. Like, look at her hair. She doesn't fart. That's not realistic. You know, I'm not sure what the internet is saying. I don't pay attention. But they gotta have something out there that they're picking at. You're like, she didn't fart once throughout that whole 30-minute trailer. This is fake. This is in a real Star Wars game. You know, I don't know what they're saying, but it's outrageous. And the point of a reason I say that is because, like, sure, and Ubisoft has to do their job of marketing. And one thing that I would make a full 20-minute trailer, and I might just do one for them. I might teach them how to make a trailer. My trailer would be the betrayal system, the reputation in a deeper level, and showcasing the effects, showcasing the rewards. My trailer that comes out today in 2 hours, in an hour, is it talks about the factions. Actually, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, and I break down like why they're so important and why I feel like the story is going to be very cool to dive and get lost into, you know, at least for me. Yo, Ghetto, what's going on? I see you in the chat, man. How we doing? I'm out here trying to lean back. You know, I'm trying to do that Fat Joe lean back. But I'm discussing the design of this reputation system. It's made me convinced that I'm gonna have a good time with the game because the reputation system, bro, it's like you got four factions. They all have dope rewards, and it makes the game like I'll tell you to go against Jabba Hutt, right? Like I need you to go in there and pick up this jewel, whatever, or this artifact, or hack their computer. I tell you to do that, but you already have a good reputation with them, and you're about to get the reward that you really want from them, which is like a chess piece that buffs your health and gives you, you know, unlimited ammo. And you're trying to get that, you're working your way to get that with them, but now you're doing a mission for me, and I'm telling you to go in there and invade their base. Now you could stealth and sneak in and not get seen, and then get back out and give me my stuff so that you can get a good reputation with me. Are you that good? Now, is it always going to play out that you could stealth? No. Sometimes you're going to get caught automatically and have drama with the people you're building relationships with. And there's a whole faction war going on. There's all types of stuff happening. And so for me, it makes it very interesting. This is like core craziness that could happen in this game. You get what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I'm super excited about that, and I think that I would make a full trailer if I was Ubisoft. Like, hey, this is the one thing that's gonna lock you in for the story. There's some great rewards. I've seen all the rewards. I can't showcase them. I could tell you them. As a matter of fact, I got a list. You know what I mean? But I can't show them on screen. But yeah, so that is a system that I think is underrated about this game as far as story goes and gameplay and how it all plays a role in your experience, you know? So yeah. But if you have any questions, comments, feel free to drop them. I did have a good 4 hours worth of playing. Hey, that speeder's gonna be a blast. Listen, when I was on that speeder, bro, the pirates try to rob me. You know what I mean? It was getting real out there in them streets. It was getting very real. I enjoyed it, man. It was a fun ride. I'm curious on how this game will play out. I feel like it's gonna be one of those underrated games. You know, it might not be game of the year, but it's gonna be spectacular in everything that it does. And I think that Star Wars fans are gonna get lost in it. They're gonna be hundreds of hours in it. You know what I mean? Like in the very beginning, I'm gonna showcase it in a minute. In the very beginning of my playthrough, got to an area where there was a lot of people. I just started walking around, looking around to see who I found, like a cameo. You know what I mean? Like I'm over here thinking I'm watching Wolverine and Deadpool movie, all the cameos. I just started like looking at every person, listening to convos, getting side missions because when you listen to some convos, you can get side missions and stuff like that. Like I was in a limited time to play 4 hours, but I wanted to just roam and kind of find lore and Easter eggs and cameos and but then I realized I'm like, man, I gotta play this game, bro, because I only got 4 hours. So I started doing the story and mission and stuff, but spent a decent amount of time roaming, decent amount of time just kind of seeing what was out there, you know. And I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. This is like one of those games where like it's gonna feel good. I feel like mechanically, I didn't feel like what is these controls? They're so stupid. I didn't feel like, oh, this doesn't play well. Like I didn't have those issues. It wasn't like I didn't like, mechanically there's sound. I mean, it is massive, so they know what the heck they're doing. Like thing with massive is they're some of the best in the industry as far as the studio goes. That doesn't mean that like this is game of the year and that it's gonna be, the best game in 2024. It does mean that quality's there and it's like they know what they're doing. They've been doing this. It's like they're gonna deliver quality open world. But the question is, who is it for? Who is it for? How many people will get into this game? How many people are gonna dive to the Star Wars criminal underworld rather than, and this is the question I have thought about it. As I played it, I realized, it settled in like an hour in. I'm like, you know what? This is a criminal underworld game. That's what it should have been called. Like Criminal Underworld Outlaws. Outlaws Criminal Underworld. And then say a Star Wars story. Like, because I think a lot of us casual people, I'm not a casual Star Wars fan, but the casual fan thinks of Star Wars as a Jedi and Sith. lifesavers and force powers. Let's be honest. Like that's kind of where we the first thing you think about when I say Star Wars is that lightsaber or the force powers, right? Like you're like, phew, boom, boom. Am I wrong? Does anybody agree with that? You know what I mean? Like, so this game didn't show any of that. I think it's gonna end with that, like on a high note. Jedi will save the day or something. You know, honestly, I feel like K is gonna save a Jedi. How about that? That'll be a good way to end it. Jedi gets caught up in a situation and then she saves them. What do y'all think? That's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts. We say hello, all welcome here. Ask anything. I'm trying to type with one hand. I'm so relaxed right now. I'm sitting back, kicking back. I had hands on Star Wars Outlaws. So ask, want to know. There you go. But yeah. So that's how I feel, and it's like another thing. There's just so many conversations to have about this game. I think that the whole conversation about the Jedi and like what we expect from Star Wars is a different experience, not a bad one, you know, but it's definitely a Star Wars game. Like you'll know, freaking stormtroopers are everywhere. When you're freaking just on your speeder, they'll pop up. When you're in space, they'll pop up. Freaking, especially in areas like populated areas, they're around. Like see this right here. This is just a random scenario where like pirates are trying to get you. Things like that happen. Being on the speeder's really nice. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to drop your thoughts or any comments. Right, like maybe you're one of those that's like, I don't care about Star Wars. That's okay. Just tell me why you never watched the Star Wars or why you don't like Star Wars. Too old fashioned, the original series, or you don't like the new direction that Star Wars went into the movies, or maybe you're not into Ubisoft games. Maybe you're not into massive games. Maybe you don't like open world games. You're not into action adventure games. I think I would call this an action adventure. Yeah, this has a lot to it, man. Yeah, I definitely I'm definitely confident that the core players who play it will enjoy themselves. I uploaded a video on Instagram and it's not popping up. Kind of weird. They're weird. You weird, man. Wait, I might have uploaded it to the wrong channel. I had to upload it to my personal Instagram. What's in the world, Craig? I did it. But yeah, so for me, I'm definitely looking forward to what is coming. I'm gonna dive deeper. My videos, by the way, they're not really hardcore edited and presented in that way. I kind of wanted to just speak freely in the videos I made, just because I think there's like a million videos from IGN and all the other places that don't have just like an authentic conversation. So that's why my videos are gonna be non-scripted. I do have like my overview that I like to do. I'm kind of weird as a creator. I have my artistic where I just want to be expressive. And then I have my very business presentation style. Then I have my guides, which are fun, but it's a mixed bag. And I might do a little more for this game. Things go well. Might do a little more awesome creative stuff in the near future with it. Cause yeah, I feel like I can definitely do that. Yeah, no. Let's see what's cracking. But yeah, I got a lot to say. This is just a warm up. I want to touch on a bunch of stuff. I have some pictures I can't show you guys, but I'm gonna look through them and just talk about some stuff. Took some screenshots to memorize things. It's kind of like my notes because I didn't take notes while I was playing. I'm gonna run through the footage as well and kind of get into that conversation as well. And then again, anybody that got questions, comments, let's vibe out. This is a casual stream. This is a casual stream of me just chilling, wanting to share some talk and some excitement about me playing the game early, going from there. What did PlayStation just send me? Hold on a second. Looking at an email. Man. Hmm. Cool. Nothing major. But yeah, so here we go. Let's get into it. Do I have a trailer about the factions? Isn't there a trailer about the factions? There it goes. Kind of replay some. Hold on. This is like the developers talking. I feel like there was a trailer with that factions. We're just gonna play this trailer. All right, so I want to talk about factions for a while. This is gonna be a long one. Um, welcome to the underworld. Right? That's what the game is telling you. You know, welcome to the underworld. That's literally like what it's all about. Coming to the underworld where the criminals syndicate are heavy. You're trying to gain their trust, trying to build your reputation and have your way. And I think that's very cool. You can have good reputation, you can have bad reputation. There's 5 stages. There's really, really bad. And actually, let me see if I find the exact. Yeah, so there's terrible, bad, poor, good, and excellent, right? So that's 5 stages. And there's rewards for when you're really good and when you're excellent. And then when you're maxed out as well. So each of those rewards are things like chess piece, some boots, a bunch of stuff like that, and it's actually extremely important because each of them will give you a buff or a nerf. I mean, not a buff, not a nerf, a buff to your character. Things like, for example, uh, gaining extra adrenaline when you do a stealth takedown. Right? Another one helps you have the ability to avoid detection. It increases that. And so combining all these different pieces from a specific faction is going to buff you up to a certain playstyle. For example, I believe the hut had more health and less damage. You won't take as much damage, but you get more health. So all of a sudden you're tanky and you're going to be able to just run and gun it and face tank people. But with Crimson Dawn, they're more stealth based and they have really good perks for stealth. So as you build your reputation, you're gaining these rewards. And this is critical to enhance your gameplay, have more fun, enjoyable times. Follow? So that's the kind of thing that intrigued me because I'm like, oh, okay, I see. So you are making somewhat of a build with your character. They don't have a skill tree where you're like leveling up a skill. You're doing things by finding these experts like Lando. He'll be out somewhere in the world. You find him, he becomes an expert, aka like a mentor, and you unlock skills with him. And each of them have skills, and they're very specific to that person, right? Some of them will help you open up locks. Others will do things like talk fast talk, which is kind of like when someone spots you, you can put your hands up and be like, hey, I'm sorry, man. But it's a trick so that you could shoot them or you can grab them or whatever you're going to do. And so each expert will have those type of things. Another one's really good with, you know, picking locks. Another one's good with fighting. So you're going to be able to do things with that. There's people with smoke bombs and so much more, like just depends. And to me, that is where the game is. Like, imagine I'm just exploring space and just going through some side missions, just random stuff. And then I bump into an expert in space in one of the space stations. And I'm talking with them, and all of a sudden I unlock them as an expert. Now I have a very cool experience because maybe I'm more stealthier or whatever. Follow? So those systems are what's in place to keep you going and keep you, the gameplay loop on top of the story and all that stuff. I think what I'm talking about is the core, whether it's the experts or the factions and the reputations that come with rewards that you're going to want to unlock as well. You feel me? By the way, I posted up an article, posted up videos. I'm posting up 3 videos in one go, bro. So I'm working hard today, guys. But yeah, hold on. Let me see. To find just drop the patch. Oh man. Check it out. XP will no longer count now. Nice. Interesting. Oh, interesting. A lot of changes in Exafine. Okay, okay. Shout out to Julian Garrity. I don't even ever know how to say his name right. Say this guy's name for like 10 years now. Julian Garrity. Garrity. He liked one of my posts. I appreciate that. Posted my article about my experience. Kind of just a quick casual post, mostly promoting my videos. But yeah, back to the topic. I don't know where I'm at on the scale of newcomers playing this. I think that like if somebody likes open world games, they like third person action adventure games, they're gonna have a good time. I think the staple nowadays is an action adventure game that lets you get action, but it lets you stealth a bit, and the variety's there. They do like typical stuff. You're climbing a little bit, and you got to do these little puzzles to access encrypted file. I think they showed that. I don't know if they showed it. I don't. I don't know for sure, but they got that type of stuff. They got the picking the locks. Kind of a lot of games do that all the time. It's nothing crazy new that you're like, oh my god, that's revolutionary when it comes to that. But what I'm saying is that for a newcomer that doesn't care about Star Wars and they're just like, yeah, I know this stuff. Played this type of game before. You know what I mean? I think it would be good. Let me see some of this footage, all right, guys? We're gonna turn that footage off. Let's go into this stuff. Huh? Oh, wait, have we seen this? Is this the same footage from the trailer? Could be. Bang, bang, bang. We're gonna skip through some of this. So this was the area, guys, that I was geeking out. All right. Listen, I just started being a geek. I just started getting into this world. People always think that that's me full time. I spent my teenage years and 20s just a hot mess in the world. But now I'm deep into the geeking out. And when I started playing this, and they were like, the troopers were like checking my stuff, and they're like, "Hey man, you can't come through here. Let me check your ID," and da da da. And then I started roaming around these areas. I stopped. My footage isn't as clean as this. I stopped everywhere. I was looking at every NPC. I'm like, is there a cameo in here that I don't know about? And remember, I don't know everything in Star Wars, so but I was just like, yo, this could be awesome. And then seeing characters or species that I know, it wasn't like, a specific cameo, but like a species that I know. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember them from this movie or whatever, and you're like, oh, yeah, those guys were in the Clone Wars or they were in, you know, Return of the Sith or this and that, Return of the Jedi, blah, blah, blah. So that was cool. And I kind of got lost in that for a good 30 minutes. Well, not 30 minutes, or like 15 minutes, just kind of roaming, just to see what was out there. And I had fun with it. I had fun with it. Hold on a second. Yeah. So, and then this guy was super interesting. Let's pause this. So, this is kind of like you have to do something when you can find some random person who's willing to help you. Of course, you had to pay him. When I played, I didn't have the money to pay him, but I really should have and seen where that would have went. I would should have got some money and then went over there to this guy. And so if they do that and they do like little cameos here and there, I don't need a cameo from like the superstars every single time, but a few, lesser characters popping up, I'm down for it. So I'm just curious about that, things like that. Let's skip forward on some of this. Oh, oh, I'm not supposed to show that. First of all, this raw footage They've already uploaded this. Everybody's uploaded this except me. This is the footage they sent that I can use on top of my footage. But I've already, I mean, I've made my videos with some of this footage, but not all of it. I kind of cut it up. But this is just a raw version of. Oh no, it isn't. They cut it up too. But yeah, so yeah, they finished the mission. They're escaping. Pretty much same as me. I pretty much did this mission. Skip ahead. Let's skip ahead. What's crazy is they got all this, but in the embargo it says I can't show the menus. And I get it; it's a work in progress. It's still a game that's being crafted, but oh wait a minute. So they went to a different location. Please, let's watch some of this, guys. So Crimson Dawn was the people that I wanted to stick with. You can choose who you invade. You needed to find something. It didn't matter where you got it. Pick the faction where you steal it from. I chose the Pike. In this footage, this is my first time watching this footage officially. Uh, they chose Crimson Dawn. They're in their district right now. If they get spotted, their reputation goes down, and you could basically break your relationship the more nonsense you do in their bases and stuff. So personally, I love it. Like I said, this whole thing is a good extra story and gameplay aspects with the reputation system. I love it. I want more of that. And y'all can see the game looks cool. I don't think it's graphically the greatest graphics that we ever seen. It's not some, oh my god, this is the best thing I've seen since Earth, but good enough. Is this bad for you guys? The question. Pretty hyped. I need a Star Wars fandom, man. I feel like y'all a little low today. I got a couple people just casually vibing, lurking. I don't mind it. I appreciate y'all. You gotta ump up the ante on these live stream conversations. Oh yeah, Nick's by the way is mwah. I cannot wait to abuse that poor thing. He's gonna be my clutch player, man. I'm gonna get in there and do some wild things. You basically can attack anybody, just run straight at them and call Nyx to attack them while you're chasing them, and then you can just bam. And that's gonna be one of the strategies I use to not speed run the game, but to get through tough situations where it's like, hey man, let's just straightforward batch through these bastards and not, do all this extra finagling to get around them. So super cool. You can distract, you can make him attack, you can do a lot of stuff. I'm actually watching this for the first time. Yeah, I should have went to the Crimson Dawn. I like it. He almost got caught. Okay, okay. Hit him, Nyx. Okay, he's going over there. But he caused a distraction. Now you can get up out of there. Okay. But yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be a good time. This could be a solid 8. From what I'm seeing, it's gonna be a solid 8. And this is their first Star Wars game. I think that honestly, there's like 5 planets, right? I believe. 4 or 5 planets. And I don't know what the DLC is. I know that they have a DLC, but if they're making another planet, that's crazy. If their DLC is a whole other planet, this game is gonna be top tier because the planet that they have already. Hold on a second. The planet that they have already is are crazy good. There's one, and I might be in this clip. I might go ahead and fast forward, guys. This ain't the planet, but this is a really awesome scenario in here. We're not gonna watch none of this, actually. I'm gonna skip all of this for the moment. I've never seen any of this. This is all breaking news for me, guys. Damn, this is the planet I want to talk about. Oh yeah. Wait. They don't show it. Ah, Kojima? Kojimi. Kojima. Oh man, what is the name? I have it written down. Gotta look it up. But that planet is fire. You get there, like so. The way it works is you'd use warp speed to get to the orbit. Like this is an orbit. That's like a space where you can travel, explore, do side missions, anything you want. You know, and when you get to this new planet that they've created for themselves, not like Star Wars lore, their own lore, it is so beautiful, so incredible. This is it right here. That's it. Actually, let me rewind that. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, they're not going to let us see any of that stuff. We're not supposed to show it anyways, so the warping and all that overall. But this planet was so amazing, and the faction here, yo, I'm ready. I am ready. Where's the information? I played it on PC. What's going on, Keith? Is it Keach? I don't even know how to say your name, man. Over there on Twitch. I see you, bro. Ashika. Ashika clan. You guys know who those guys are? Can't show pictures here, but they'll pop up on this video soon. Yeah, Ashika. I know my Star Wars lore, they're brand new, created by Massive. Super interesting, guys. Super interesting. Like probably the most coolest thing I've seen in the game. Did it crash? No, when I was playing it, it was perfectly fine. Hey, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all. Hope you're doing well. Any questions, any comments right now, feel free. You know, this is just me wanting to express everything I've experienced. Want y'all to ask anything you need to ask. I want to continue to do these type of videos. I mean, streams where we just talk about before the game, we'll get together and just have conversations. I have a lot of footage of my own and footage that was sent to me to share with y'all. So it's going to be a lot. Every day I'm putting up a couple of videos, clips, 30, 60-second type of clips on my YouTube. So you can watch that over there of something new, something cool that I did in a mission. I'm not allowed to show like menus or cutscenes and stuff like that. That was very, let's just say, private. But yeah. Split three guys. Anything you want. Hold on a second. I'm just looking at the Ashika clan, some of what they have for rewards. So when you're in the Ashika clan, you can get things like reduced damage taken from explosions. When you're crouching, rolling, or sliding, gain a surge of adrenaline when losing a significant amount of health. Basically, there's survival. Kajimi. Kajimi is the name of the planet, the snow planet that I like a lot. Like, that planet was so amazing. I only got a little bit of time there. We did one mission in there. Went to orbit. Got to the base. I can showcase a little bit of that. I have to put that into my footage here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all some of this footage of mine. Where is it? There it is. There. I got it. Yeah. Go and be careful here. Before I show it to y'all, I gotta make sure I know what section I'm showing. Oh, a lot of footage out there. Why is it not playing? Wait, I might have the wrong footage. This footage that long? 4 hours? Not gonna. I have to back. Quick. But yeah, so super dope. I was saying each faction has rewards. So the higher you build your reputation, the more you're going to be able to get the best gear. The gear has a gear system where you can put on 3 pieces and you'll unlock specific things. You put on 2 pieces, a lot of things that to enhance yourself. It's not just the factions that you're building with. It's the experts, like a mechanic, Lando, and all these other people who will give you boost in specific things. One might just teach you how to use a smoke bomb, right? Another one's gonna help you with your speeder. Another one's gonna help you sneak around better. Another one's gonna help you take less damage. Hunt more items faster. Gonna be able to hack things easier. Reduce the noise you make when you're walking and running. This is all from one expert. There's multiple experts. You can upgrade your ship as well. There's a lot of upgrades for the ship, whether it's the and you could get things from the merchants, or you could take them from the pirates territories and space. So that's awesome. I'm just looking at some of the ship stuff. There's a decent amount of settings for the options. I'm going through everything right now for y'all. Different settings for the options, like a lot of detailed options for you to configure your settings and stuff like that. You can upgrade your blaster in a lot of ways. Just looking through some of this. There's vehicles, equipment, abilities, maps, journal, reputation, database, all that good stuff. There's a lot of vendors to purchase some upgrades with. Vendors has requests, and then also you can give data to them. I'm assuming you can kind of like build a network. Awesome. The data section has the lore, the worlds, and tutorials. That's pretty much it. You see. All right. Unlock the ability to see the fulfilled personal request. This is really important. Find merchants with the request categories to find new opportunities. So you're gonna be able to consistently get more opportunities. And these experts, like I said, they're gonna just boost you in different ways. There's a bunch of tools. You have your electric bike. To be able to scout around. You have your glow lamp for when it's dark. You have your heal stick, aka you got loadouts, you got your blaster, your tools, your inventory, all that. That's it. Hey man, I gave y'all a whole hour. Didn't get a lot of questions, but I gave y'all everything I got for now. If you have any questions, now's the time to speak. I'm about to get up out of here. If not, but I'll be back later just to stream and to play some video games. But I am going to do another Star Wars stream just to talk about it again. I want to make this regular right before the release and kind of get deeper into it, reveal more things, and kind of go down that rabbit hole together. Hopefully, this was informative. If you're watching this later, much appreciated. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all the platforms are welcome here. It was a good time. Just to kind of go over my review, kind of my conversation about what I feel. In the end of the day, I don't know, man. I don't know what's for you. I never play a game for anybody. I could care less about being a content creator to like cater to the audience's wants. I play what I'm feeling. You guys watch my channel, you'll see that I'm like playing chess sometimes, literally just chess. And sometimes I'm playing, you know, hardcore Dark Souls style game. Then next thing you know, I'm casually on playing shooters or basketball, NBA video game. Like I don't have a set game that I only play, to build a big fan base and to live that way. I'm kind of a variety gamer because it's fun to try different things, enjoy variety rather than being obsessed with one game to the point where I'm numb. Can't do it. I don't ever want to be numb to the games I play. And I feel like, if you want my opinion, you're gonna get somebody who doesn't just like, oh, I'm obsessed and I only play this. You're gonna get somebody who's willing to try something new, an indie game that nobody ever heard of. Then I'll come back and play this. Well, this is a huge Star Wars game. It's typical, right? Like, oh, an action adventure, Star Wars, getting chased by pirates and the stormtroopers, and you know, living that Han Solo life. And I love that. I'm excited for that. Some people might say, nah, I've seen this before, but I feel like they're just lying to themselves. I feel like anybody that's like, that's a typical game. I already seen all this before. It's like you've never seen an open world game. You've never seen a criminal underworld scoundrel main character experience, especially like a rookie one, like this person here who isn't new, isn't like a veteran like Han Solo. If you place Han Solo in this, it still would be a great game because it's like, yo, Han Solo's the man, and she plays like if Han Solo, anyways. He has one blaster like he does. He's very boring. He doesn't use a lightsaber or anything. He's and so there's a lot there to unpack. Well designed missions, very cool story plot of an outlaw trying to make it in the world. I think it's fun. It's like a GTA Star Wars game, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. I don't expect anyone to enjoy themselves with anything, especially something I'm enjoying. So I never recommend it in that sense. But from my taste and my wants, this is going to be a fun ride. You know, we'll see how high up it goes in this year's games. There's a lot of good games this year that I love. And there's games that I think are way better than this one. I haven't played this one, so I got to be fair. But there's going to be games that is way better. I feel like Black Myth Wukong is going to be crazy. And that comes out on the 20th. I mean, you have Rise of the Ronin is my favorite game of the year. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crowns, probably one of the greatest Metrovania games I've ever played. Stellar Blade was cool. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a nice game. These are all games that come out this year. Hellblade, Helldivers 2, really popular. I'm not really that into it, but you know, Dragon's Dogma 2, a lot of people love that game. I'm not that into it, but hey, X Defiant, another huge game this year. I mean, there's games out there, man, to enjoy. And you play what you feel. I know I'll be into this when it releases. Hopefully, I get early access. I don't know how this works. You know, getting partnerships or sponsorships with companies doesn't mandatorily make it that you get a sponsorship. And actually, just so you guys know, like, you can be sponsored and say bad things. I could have been like, this game is trash. I don't want to play it. It has too much stealth, which I love stealth, but let's just make believe it has too much stealth in it. This is stupid. I just want to shoot things. Right. And just have that like bird for brain type of take. And they're not going to get upset. They'll still give you copies of the game and no one cares. And then you could do the opposite, like I'm doing right now, where I'm kind of like, this is cool. I'm into it. Then they're like, we're not giving them no copy of the game. But if I get an early copy, I'm not going to be able to stream it, be able to review it officially. We'll kind of get into it deep. It's complicated because I do my reviews for me, but I also got to step away and say, what would a casual, non Star Wars fan person feel about this? Where do they really sit with it? You know, I don't expect them to be like, I am obsessed with just random characters, you know? So it's a weird place, but yeah, it's hard when it's an IP that exists for 50 years, you know? But yeah, we'll get into it. We'll figure out what is best. Uh, go from there, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, baby. And yeah, we'll see when the time comes. This game releases. I will probably be in the middle of finishing um Black Myth Wukong when this game starts coming out. If I get to review it, it's gonna come out exactly perfectly because I'll finish Black Myth Wukong and then I'll get to review this one and play it on release on stream, kind of just share my thoughts and feelings and see where it's really at and see where y'all really at. Feel me? Yeah, we'll see what's going down. Hope y'all enjoyed it. kind of casual vibe stream and shared my opinions. We'll see y'all in the next one. We'll be back for more. I'll definitely stream in later on today. I got through 2 more videos coming out today, literally right now in 15 minutes. If you're watching this now, there's a faction, which I already kind of expressed my thoughts on the factions in this live stream, but I go into it, but I showcase some gameplay, showcase some stuff that you probably didn't see in this stream. So you'll be able to see more footage, kind of break down what you like or don't like about the game and what you think is good or bad or whatever your thoughts are. And share them with me, man. Again, like I said, I didn't make the game, so you're not offending me if you don't like it. If you do like it, that's cool too. Get into it. For me, I would love a big group of Star Wars nerds that can educate me about this person, that person, the Pike, for example. Give me all the goods because I know enough. I just don't know the way you guys might know. You guys might know way more. So I love that. But other than that, man, we vibing, we in there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and play some